Hello friends and welcome to this video. Today I'm gonna replicate this chess horse or knight that I found online. It has a pretty fair amount of dimensions, although while I was practicing some of the dimensions seem a little bit off or difficult to figure out, so there is some estimation that has to take place. I thought it was a very challenging project, so I wanted to do it using AutoCAD. So get started. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replicate all these construction lines and perspective lines that we're going to need to maintain our proportions. So I have a layer here called guides that I want to turn on, and then I'm going to start my line, and I'm going to start from the base, and I'm going to go up 71 units. That's my first measurement there, and I'm just going to make a line here. I'll make a line here just to have it. Then I'm gonna go from here 65, I believe that is. Let's zoom just in case. Yes, I think that's 65. So I'm gonna go here again and go 65, enter. And again I'm making some construction lines here just to have. And I'm gonna keep going and enter here. The next one is 25, so 25. And these construction lines are very useful and important that we do them at the beginning, or our proportions are going to be off and then things will start to have problems. Okay, so let me see, I'm going to actually delete this line here because I am at this point right now, and at this point I want to go 60 units to the right, so I'm going to enter here, and I'm gonna go 60, enter, and then I'm gonna go down, okay, all the way down here, and that's gonna be this line here. And now that I'm here in this point, this says 25, so I'm gonna go here and type L, enter, and I'm gonna click here on this edge. I'm going to turn auto off, okay, and now I need to do a 25-degree line from this vertical line. So I'm going to turn on my this dynamic input is called, yeah, oops, I'll enter here. Okay, so now I can do this. I'm gonna pull this down a lot, then I'm gonna press tab key, and now I can press the angle, and the angle is gonna be 115. That will be 90 degrees plus 25, since I'm in this quadrant. I'm gonna press enter. I'm gonna make sure that this is the right angle, so I'm gonna go ahead and type dimensions and then angular. I'm gonna press this, I'm gonna put it here, and then I'm gonna zoom in, and yes, it's 25. We're good. Alright, so the other perspective line, I can't draw it yet because I don't have an angle, and but I see that it goes from here to this endpoint. So once I reach that step in the drawing, I will be able to connect the line and create it. So I'm gonna go, I think I'm done on this side, so I'm gonna go back to my base. This is gonna be my base, and let's start work on the base. So I'm gonna move this. Here. There you go. So the base, the first part is 50. Okay, so 25 on each side. So L, enter, and I'm gonna change to my layer 0. And from here I'm gonna turn ortho on, and I'm gonna go 25 to the right, spacebar again, and 25 to the left. Okay, and now I'm gonna go up is 5 units. That's the width. 5, enter, and then I'm gonna go to the left 25, and then 25, and I'm gonna connect it here. Okay, enter. Okay, the next layer here is 3 units thick. Okay, but it's 40 of length. So I'll enter, and I'm gonna make a line here, another line here that is 20. So if it's 40, then it would be 20. So 20 here, enter, and then I can go 3 units here. Okay, then 40 here, and then I can just go ahead, and you see dynamic input is getting on the way, so I'm going to turn it off, F12, and here I'm gonna go down 3 enter. Okay, so second layer is done. The next layer, this one is actually a replica of the base, so I'm gonna try to just copy paste it. So copy, enter, select this line, this line, this line, this line, this line, and this. Press enter. My base point is going to be the center. That's gonna make it easier. And then I'm gonna move it up, use the midpoint, object snapped, and that's it. Third layer is done. Now the next one, the fourth level, before I start working on it, I need to go up 14 units. So I'm gonna move to my guides layer, L enter. I'm gonna put here and go, I have my ortho, so all I have to do is pull up, and I'm gonna pull up 14 units, 14 enter. That gives me that 14 endpoint there that I'm going to use. So I'm gonna change to layer 0, L enter, going to that endpoint, and I'm gonna put to the left, and this is 24, so it should be 12. So 12 left, enter, spacebar again, and 12 to the right, enter. Okay, and since I'm already here, I'm gonna go up 5 units, 5 enter, and then I'm gonna go, oops, here it's 24, and then I just connect this. Okay, now we have the space to do this angular step here. So the first thing I'm going to do is, well, I noticed that the radius of this arch is 5. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use construction lines, because there is actually 2 radiuses here, one here and one here. So this is easier to do. This one, we better do this one first. So I'm going to go and use some construction lines, and I'm starting from here because that's where it starts. So let's see, L enter, and I know it's 5 the radius, so I'm going to go down 5 units, enter, and see, and then 5 units to the left, and then I'm going to go 5 units up. Alright, so what I can do is, now I'm going to go and do an arch, and it's going to be, let's see which one we're going to use, start and the direction. So I'm going to use start, and the direction is going to be this edge, and I'm going to put this guy in the right layer. Good. So the second part will be to connect this part here. Now this says radius 20, but you know what, it's really hard to do that. So, and I really don't understand really what this refers to. So I'm gonna use a spline to do that. So I'm just gonna put L enter here. I'm gonna go to my midpoint and use this, create like a sketch drawing line. And so this is gonna be a point, L enter. I'm gonna also go down here. Okay, so let's call a spline, change layer first, and you can do it differently, of course, but I prefer to do a spline. It's gonna be nicer. Spline, enter, and my first point is gonna be here. My second point is gonna be, let's see, it's gonna be, well, I can use this midpoint if I want, but I'm gonna use the midpoint here, and then my last point is gonna be here, and that's it. So this is very nice and neat, okay, and it looks really the same than having to do an arch. So after I have this done, I'm gonna do a mirror here now. So mirror, I'm gonna do a green selection here, enter, and the base point is gonna be here and here, enter, and that's it. So this part is more or less done. Yeah, it looks a little bit different than the original, okay, but for this demonstration it's okay. So and again, if you want this edge to go further, you can move this drawing line a little bit up, but if I double click here, I get information about my spline, and you'll see also here you hit the radius is 5, is correct. The only one that is different is this one. So this section may look slightly different than the original, but the problem is that I don't have enough information here to draw this arch. Just the radius here is not enough. Okay, so that's done. So I'm gonna go move up and move to this area here. So the first thing I want to do is the same, is the height. Oops, I'm gonna click on the right viewport, and the height here is, well, this radius is 12, so that would be the height. Actually the height would be 24. So I'm gonna go here on my guides layer, enter, and then I'm gonna draw a guiding line on top of this one. That is gonna be 24, enter. Okay, and now I have that line there. So, and this area here is about 24 too. So what I'm gonna do is, let me delete this, make layer 0, enter. So I'm gonna do 12 on the left, enter, and 12 on the right, enter. Okay, and since I'm already here, I'm gonna go up here, but I can't see. So let's move this. Well, that's 5. So, oops, change viewport, enter. So from here is 5, enter, 24, and then connect this. Good. So that being done, now it's very easy. All I have to do is do an arch. So let's do that. I'm gonna go to arch, and then start and radius, and I'm gonna go from the top to the bottom. So my arch is on the left. I'm gonna pull my mouse here, and the radius is 12. Enter. Okay, and now I can do this again, but I kind of like doing the mirror, so I'm gonna mirror this, enter, and my mirror point is gonna be here. Okay, and that's it. That area is done. Now we can go up and then work here on this layer. Let's click my viewport, and this one, the base is 36. Okay, 36 divided by 2, it's 18. So enter. Okay, and I'm gonna go here, left, 18, enter, and then spacebar again here, 18, enter. Okay, and then I need to go up here 5 units. So I'm gonna go back to layer 0 and go to the guides layer, enter, and from here I want to go 5 units. So 5, enter. So I had that nice endpoint here to help us. So, and change that again, and this top here is 32. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and enter, and it's gonna be 16 to each side. So 16 here, enter, and then 16 here, enter. Right, so 32 divided 2. And now we need to connect these two edges. That's very easy. We're gonna go do it with an arch, start, end direction. So it's gonna be start, end, and how much. There is no radius indicated here, so we can really do whatever we want. So we're gonna do this. Okay, and to make it perfectly the same, I'm gonna mirror it, mirror, enter, and then my baseline is gonna be here. Okay. Oops, made a mistake here. Let's do that again. Mirror command, then select this, enter, then I'm gonna select here and here. Okay, splendid. That part is completed. Now we need to do this little base here. So that looks easy enough. Enter. The width of this though, it's 20, so I'm gonna go 10 units to the left, and then make sure I have ortho on. Okay, and I have to go 5 units. Oh, it doesn't say the unit, but I'm assuming it's the same than the others. So 5, enter, and then to the right I'm gonna go 20 units, 20, enter, and then down 5 units, enter, escape. Okay, so we are done now with the base, and we're ready to go to the more challenging and interesting stuff on the top. So the top part is going to be more challenging. I like to start not from the base, but actually from this point here, guys, because you know it gives me the exact height from this center of this arch to the base. So that's what I'm gonna do. So the first thing I need to do then is to simply call here. This is gonna be the center, this intersection here. So after I decided doing that, I need to draw this line that you see here, the mouth of the horse, but this is in an angle. So which angle? Well, the drawing is telling us that it's 65 degrees from this vertical line. So 90 degrees minus 65 is going to give me 25. So it's 25 degrees from the horizontal line. So what I'm going to do is go here. I'm going to type L, enter. I'm going to click on the center, and I'm going to turn ortho off, and then I'm going to use my dynamic input. So I'm pressing F12 so I can draw a line with an angle. I'm going to make this line long, press the tab key, and I'm going to type here 25, enter, and that's it. I have my 25 degree angle line. And what I'm going to do is well, once I have it, I'm going to need a line that is perpendicular to that. You see, this is the line I just drew, but I drew it here. It's okay. And then I need a perpendicular line here on the center. That will give me the angle of this arch. So let's do that. I'm going to zoom here. Turn off dynamic input because it always gets on the way. L, enter. Okay, and this is going to be a construction line, so I'm going to put my guides layer on. Now I'm going to click on the center, and then shift right click, perpendicular, hover on this line. Let's see if it works. And something is going on. It's not working, so let me do it again. Actually, I'm going to move this here to the center. Okay, let's do it again. L, enter. Okay, shift right click. Oops, first here, shift right click is next, and what is it, perpendicular here, and then I'm gonna hover on this line. I don't know why it's not letting me do it. Just F3, no, F8, no. Okay, so I'm not gonna snap it to the center, so let's see, L, enter, and what I'm gonna do is shift right click. Oh, that's why I had to shift right click first and do the perpendicular, do it here, and then now when I click on it, you know, it's gonna be perpendicular. So I'm gonna do here, and it's gonna be, actually I'm gonna make it 4 units because that's the radius. Okay, I'm giving the diameter, which is 8. You see it here. So I'm gonna put 4, enter here, and then I'm gonna move it, enter, so that it's on the center because it's not now. Enter here, snap it here. There you go. And okay, so I'm gonna do the same for this. L, enter, shift right click, perpendicular. And this gives me a chance to do it again. So it's this one, perpendicular. Okay, and I'm gonna go 4 units. Okay, and then move. And there is, okay, I could do this faster, but I'm doing a mirroring and stuff, but I actually enjoying the practice here, and click here. Alright, good. So this is exactly my angle of this arch, and now I can go ahead and create the arch. So I'm gonna move to my 0 layer, and I'm gonna go to arch, and you know, I could do it. Before I do it, I want to help it a little bit more to do a 3-point arch. So I'm gonna put L, enter here, and I'm gonna go this way and type 4. That's the diameter. Okay, and now it's easier for me to do a 3-point arch. So it will be 1, 2. Oops, made a mistake there. 3 points. 1, 2, and 3. And that's it. And now I have my reference point with my arch, and from here I can start drawing the whole head. Next, I know that the length of this mouth piece is 15 units, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. So L, enter, and from here, and I'm gonna shift right click, and then it has to be parallel to this line. So once you see parallel, then it snaps to that. And I type 15, enter, okay, and then I'm gonna shift right click, parallel again, and it's gonna be to this line. So wait, parallel, and now you snap, and it's gonna be 6 units. It's hard to see in the original drawing, but it's 6 because it's thinner than the 8. 6, enter, and then I'm gonna go here, shift right click, again, parallel. I'm gonna use this one now, and then this is gonna be 15, enter, and I'm gonna do the same for this. I could mirror it, but let's just do it. L, enter, click here, shift right click, parallel this one, and it's gonna be 15, shift right click, parallel to this one, it's gonna be 6, and then here shift right click, parallel to this one, and it's gonna be 15 again. Okay, and that's it, escape. So I have my mouth, the mouth of the horse done. The next thing I want to do is the eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the eye. Move this to the left. Okay, so the eye is 20 units from the center of my arch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete this line, and I'm gonna do another one, another construction line here. So L, enter from the center, and I want it to be parallel, so shift right click, and it's gonna be parallel to, could be any of these lines. Okay, and it's gonna be here 20, enter. Okay, and that's it, that's the center of my circle. So what I can do now is just draw the circle, okay, center radius from here, and the radius is gonna be, let's see, 5, enter. That's it, I got my eye in the right proportion. Now I see that there's a distance of 40 from the beginning to here, okay? So I'm gonna proceed and draw that. So it says 40, so 40 minus 15 is 25, so this piece would be 25. I'm gonna go ahead, L, enter, going from here again, and I'm gonna need again my shift right click and then parallel. Let's do it to this one, and it's gonna be 25 units, enter. Okay, so that's good. So I can either choose to keep going up or go down. So for now I'm gonna leave this here, and I'm gonna go down. So I'm gonna go down, and I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy, and I'm gonna copy this arch, enter by this, and put it here. I'm doing that because I'm not giving a radius from this arch here, but it looks almost identical to this, slightly more open. So when I do it is I'm gonna copy paste it, and then see this line goes too much to the left, so I'm gonna modify it a little bit. So I'm gonna click on this edge, and I'm gonna, you know, expand it a little bit, so it's, you know, it's gonna be nicer and more similar to our drawing. Okay, so now it has a better angle to go down like this one. You know, when you don't have the exact measurements, then you just have to estimate and do the best you can. So okay, after doing this, I'm gonna start working back to the base. So let's go back here. Now the same thing happens here. I'm not giving a length for this section here, but it kind of looks like, you know, it's not longer than the base. So I'm gonna make a construction line here, and let me see, and go from L, enter, from here all the way up. Okay, so I know I cannot exceed that. So, and I'm gonna go ahead and draw a line from my base. I'm just gonna assume it gets to this point. Okay, so right too much, I'm gonna trim that, trim, enter, select this, enter. Okay, So I got this, and notice something else on the right side here. I'm not giving also the length. Actually, it's less because this arch starts here. But if you see it, it kind of starts when this section of the base ends. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do another construction line here. L enter, and I'm gonna draw a line from here all the way up. And that's gonna be my point here. So for the base, I'll enter, I'm gonna click here, and I'm gonna draw to this intersection. So I'm gonna type intersection. Okay, and that's it. Good. So I have my base here, and so now I can proceed and connect these two. So it's telling me that I need a radius of 40. So let's see if it will work. So I'm gonna need arch, and then I'm gonna need start and radius. So let's see. I'm gonna start from the top, start, end, and then pull. I'm not sure, it's not giving me the preview here, so I'm gonna type 40, enter. Okay, that's good, but not that good. You see that the belly, it's kind of exceeding the base. So although this is, has radius is 40, I don't want that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on the arch, and I'm gonna slightly move it to the right. Okay, so it's in those parameters. It's gonna look a little bit different, okay, but close enough, and it's not protruding out of the base. Also, if you wanted this connection between this, let's say the belly of the horse and this arch to be a little bit, less abrupt, like you see here, more smoother, then that's something that it will need an extra work, but it's possible to do. I'm not gonna do it in this demonstration, and also I don't have any indications here of how to do that or any measurements, so I'm just gonna leave that optional if you want to improve that. That said, I'm gonna zoom out, and it looks close enough. And the next thing is I'm gonna work on the bottom here on the right side. This is a very interesting part here. And here I'm gonna need my next construction line here. I can do it now, so because I have this point, this endpoint. So I'm gonna click here, guides, L enter. I'm gonna start from here, and I'm gonna reach this endpoint. That's it. You see, it's this one. That's gonna be very useful because it tells me the width of these lines here, the crest of the horse, I guess. So, but before we do anything, I want to work on this arch here, because that's gonna be, very important to start drawing these things. So I have already my line here. This is gonna be my guide for the arch. But I don't have the angle of these lines that come out from here. So I'm gonna do a little trick. I'm gonna press L enter, and I'm gonna draw a line on top of these lines here on the original sketch. So I'm gonna draw a line here. Okay, I have the line here. I'm gonna click regen, so that regenerates, and I'm gonna select it. I'm gonna copy it, and then I'm gonna bring it to this viewport. I'm gonna paste it. It's tiny. I'm gonna put it over here, but that's okay, because now we have a very good approximation of the angle of those lines. So that was not given. So that done, I'm gonna go ahead and click 0, layer, L enter, and I'm gonna start from here. See, that's the connection. I'm gonna start from here, and then shift right click, same thing, parallel. It's gonna be to this line. Boom. Okay, and I'm gonna go up here, and I'm just gonna go up so it crosses. Okay, it crosses that second dimension or perspective line. That's it. So the next step is the radius, or these arches is 3 units. It's 3 units radius. So it will be 6 diameter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my guide layer, L enter. Gonna go back here, and I want to shift right click, parallel. Okay, and I'm gonna draw a 6 units line. Okay, enter. So I have that endpoint. So now here, if I go back to my drawing layer, what I can do is I can just copy. Okay, copy, enter. I'm gonna copy this line, enter, and I'm gonna copy it. Oops, something went wrong. Let's do it again. Copy, enter. I'm gonna select this line, enter, and the base point is gonna be this. So I'm gonna move it to that endpoint that I created, 6 units long, and snap it there. Okay, so I have my next line. So the good thing now is I can draw my arch here. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, arch, and I'm gonna select, well, and before I do it, I want to do a 3-point arch just in case. So let's do another construction line here. I'll enter here, and I want it to be parallel. So where is it parallel here? Actually perpendicular to this line. Okay. Let's do that again. L, enter, shift right click, perpendicular to this line, and it's gonna be what? 3, right? 3, enter. Okay, and then move, and then I'm gonna click here, and that's because I really want to use a 3 points arch. It's gonna make my life easier there. And there you go, 3 points, so it will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's it. I have it. Now the next thing, I have to repeat this, so I'm not gonna go through that treble. So I'm just gonna select this. Let's not select that line. This, and this. Okay, and I'm gonna. Oops, I should start copy, enter, because I want to select the base point. So I'm gonna select this line, this, arch, enter, and the base point is gonna be this. And then I'm gonna make sure to shift right click endpoint, so I am precisely snapping to that endpoint. And it's gonna be 7 of them, so these are 3, 4, 5, 6, and the last one, 7. Okay, escape, and I have my 7 reaches there. Now I'm gonna use a trim command very quickly. Trim. I want all this to be my cutting surface. Enter, and I'm gonna erase all this. Here. Okay. And just need to cut this line here again. Trim, enter. Something went wrong. Trim, enter. Sometimes I forget to press enter, and that, is the problem. There you go. Okay, so this part is done. Maybe I want to delete this construction line too, so I'm gonna do it, and that's it. So I have the ridges of my horse. So we need to complete the top of the horse. So, and this also is where things may get a little bit challenging, because we're giving a radius here, but I can't really make out or figure out the number here. So we're gonna have to do this just by estimation. So what I'm gonna do is, well, I can see this kind of start by a little bit closer to the end of this circle. So I'm gonna start using some construction lines here. L, enter, and I'm gonna go, well, I'm gonna use F8. That's 1, and I'm gonna make another one. Maybe around, let's use quadrant, it's easier. And here, okay, and then I'm just gonna make this a little bit like this. Oops. Let's see. Enter. And I'm gonna move this because I want it a little bit, So let's enter. Shift right click, and I'm just gonna use the nearest. Okay, so this is an approximation. Okay, so I need to have an arch from here to here. Let's see how it looks. So arch and start and direction. So let's see, start, and here shift right click, intersection, and the direction is gonna be here. Okay, I'm gonna click it. It doesn't look good. I'm gonna change it to the right layer, but so we're gonna tweak it. So I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna click on the center of the arch to stretch it, and I'm gonna pull it up until I feel it looks good. And this looks really great, it's perfect. Okay, so this one looks good. We have finished that. Now we are also not given the length of the, you know, the crest, I will say, of the horse, the top part of the head. So this is another thing we're gonna have to estimate. So let me just go ahead and try to put some measurements there. I'm gonna put a 10, let's say 10 units, and I think, let's see, yeah, I think 10 looks okay. So the next thing I want to do is I'm gonna copy paste, I'm gonna mirror this side to the right and then modify it, because again we are not given here the radius. We are given the radius of this arch 30, but not of this part. This is a different, you know, arch here, and so we're gonna have to improvise. Let's go and mirror that. So mirror, I'm gonna click this guy, enter, and then my middle point here. Okay, good. So oops, I pressed escape. Let's do it again. Mirror this, enter this, enter. Okay, we got it. But it's too, you know, the arch is too arched to the right. It has to be more going down, so it would be smoother. So we do the same thing, you know. I'm gonna zoom it, and I'm gonna click this edge, and I'm gonna pull it down like this. Okay, and now, you know, it looks more similar to this. All right, so we have done that. Now we need to connect this part to this part. So, and let's see if that radius of 30 will work. Let's see what happens, and it probably won't work because I don't know the exact height of this, because I cannot see the radius. So we're gonna have to improvise there too. So I'm gonna click arch, arc, and then start, end, and let's put radius, see what happens. So start, and the end is here. Okay, and oops, I should do it opposite. So arch, start, radius, so bottom to top. And there I need to go 30, so 30, enter. Okay, so it looks okay. I mean, it's actually pretty good. It looks pretty good. But if you want, you know, you could tweak it. But I see this actually looks is fair, and you can go ahead here and maybe change it just slightly, so that curve looks a little bit better. Here you go. So this is pretty good. Alright, so we finished doing the head, and I think that's it. What I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna clean these construction lines. So since I put this you know, construction lines in the guides layer, all I can do to turn that off is click on the light bulb. Okay. Okay, and that's it. We have our horse ready, and we only need to clear some little excellence that I forgot to do. But that's it. This is the horse, and well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe. That's how you support my channel, and you know, help me to create more videos. Also, you have suggestions for videos, just let me know, and thank you so much for watching. Oh, and before I leave, actually I noticed that this guy here should be deleted. Okay, that's it. Oh, there's also a point here. That's it. Alright guys, thank you for watching.